taken off to operate them, to have their organs moved. And I don't think that anyone that has any feelings or heart can't be affected by that final scene where family's saying goodbye as we roll away towards the operating room. And knowing that situation could have been prevented, that is one of the hardest things that you ever have to deal with.
He touched Pastor. Pastor was DOA, dead on the scene. He could hear screaming from the back seat. He could not get to that passenger because of the impact of the car, which was Deacon Wiles, and he went around to the other side of the car, which is the front seat passenger where my mother was sitting, and all he can see is abnormal shaking and movement at the mouth.
I found out from her son, his attorney was saying something like, well, he only had 4 drinks and 7 shots. 4 drinks and 7 shots of alcohol. And he got behind the wheel of his car. And of all people, hit the church lady with the pastor. So I think he's looking at 45 to life because he refused the 15 to life. He thinks he has a case because, as his lawyer stated, he only had 4 drinks and 7 shots.
Number 1, there's an arrest. Right? You have an arrest on your record. You're charged with a misdemeanor. You're going to lose your license for a time. You're going to lose your license for your license is going to be, if you have a California license, confiscated by the officer. Ultimately, you're going to have to stand in front of a judge and be sentenced. There's certainly a monetary consequence to the tune of probably about $10,000. Now, if you get involved in a crash where someone's hurt or killed, that takes that misdemeanor to a felony for which you could potentially go to state prison for. In a case where someone's killed, in addition to felony DUI, you have vehicular manslaughter. Because you're driving on the influence of alcohol and you cause a collision for which someone is killed. When you really think about that scenario, there's a scenario that started with a person just going out to have fun to celebrate their 21st birthday, and it ends with a person being held accountable for a serious crime, manslaughter. There was no other crime, or not, at least that I can think of, that has that potential to span that spectrum of going from something that's just having fun to having something affect the rest of your life because of a bad decision.
This is my mother, right here, Judith Irene Nelson. Gosh, I must have been about 7 years old here, looking like a little tomboy. This is my mother, and this is my father. My father's black, my mother's white, and there I am, again looking like a little tomboy. My mother was killed by a hit-and-run drunk driver in Hollywood. And I dropped her off that night at her friend's house. And she was gone. Her birthday was Tuesday. And Wednesday morning, she was killed. And for a long time, I stayed really mad at the guy. I stayed really mad and angry at that man. Because I felt like I just had a chance to get her back. And he took her from me. He took her from me. He couldn't even stop. Couldn't even stop. Just kept going.
So many people can talk to you until they're blue in the face and say you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And you hear it on television, you hear it in ads, you hear it in school, but ultimately you have to make the final decision about how you want to live your life. And if you want to make a positive contribution about the way you live your life to society, or if you want to make a negative contribution.
Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. A few minutes of your time can change the rest of your life. That one decision that you make can alter the rest of your life as well as the lives of many other people. You have no idea.
This is really simple. Just don't drink and drive. If you're going to go out, have a good time. Have a good time. We're not saying don't have a good time, but we're saying designated drive. All right. And make sure that you know how you're going to get home before you go out.
Don't do nothing else. Pass your keys. Call a cab. There's different numbers you can call to get a ride home. DUI is not the way to go at all. It's not worth it. You can be in the same predicament as I am, or in the same predicament as Brad Pitt.
Some people that just have the audacity to say, oh, that was him, that ain't me. I drive better when I drink. Okay, so when it happened to you, I just want you to remember one thing. This dark-skinned dude from Watts, he warned me, and I failed to take heed to the ominous warning. This is coffee, buddy. I bet you I'm driving home tonight